I might show you one, might show you two, maybe even three photos of this cabin. Let's see what came out best. Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to a way sunnier Fundatica than I had expected. Man, it's sunny. When I left home, it was just completely clouded, but now sun is out. There's so much snow, I can barely see it. I forgot my sunglasses, so you have to excuse my squinting the whole time. Welcome to this first vlog in English. I normally do these vlogs in Dutch about the Dutch nature, but I'll be here in Romania for a while. So I thought I'd switch over to English, so hopefully some of you Romanians can follow along as well. We'll be photographing a Romanian landscape 1 week, and the next week we'll be editing or talking about the photos I made this week. So first of all, we're gonna start here with a photo of some cabins here on the hill with the beautiful, man, it's so stunning here. It's so beautiful. View of the Busege range in the background. It's a little cabin here in the front. We're gonna find a spot where I can separate it from the trees in the foreground and have the magnificent hills in the background. And then we'll wait for some sunlight at the right moment. Might be a bit tricky with the dynamic range, but we'll see how it goes. We're gonna take out the camera, set it up, find the right composition, and show you what I'm doing. Oh man, it is beautiful and sunny. Okay, slight change of plans. I think for the composition I wanted with this house in the background that you can see over there somewhere here, I have to go up the slope here and photograph from there. So I'll first start with a photograph from with the house here, or either the road going down in the trees in the foreground and the mountains in the background, which should also be good. And man, I should have brought my sunglasses. It's bright out. Okay, we'll start out with the photograph from this side. So come with me. Wow, so I said it's so bright with the sun out today. Luckily there's a cloud coming up, so we'll wait a bit for that. Because now there's just the dynamic range in the scene is just way too big. Like the foreground on the snow and the shadows, the difference between that is just way too big for any photo to be made. Whatever camera you have. I've got the composition set up. I'm just gonna check if it's actually level or not. That would be nice. Oh, well, that's pretty good actually, yeah. Like there we go, and like the sun is kind of, some clouds coming through blocking the light, which might be nice. Like this is starting to get a bit better like this. And then maybe at some point I can even show you what we're doing, but we don't have too long before the clouds will have passed. So let's quickly take another shot. I'll keep doing a bracket shot, bracketed exposure, just to be sure to have that dynamic range in. So my base is at f11, which is more than enough at 70 millimeters to get everything enough in sharpness for this photo. Focusing on the hut in the background, and I've chosen to not add that much background to it. It's just a hut on a hill with a nice sky in the back. I'm quite careful to not cut off the trees in the top, or cut them off at a good point, or not at all. At this moment I think it's better to just leave them in there. I could always crop in a bit if needed later on in post-processing. So now the sun is gone, and we'll take another exposure. Let's see. Yeah, so I've got quite some detail in the sky, and I got the detail in the foreground in case I want it. Okay, so I don't think it's an epic shot, but today it's a nice start. See if I like it, and then you'll see the results. Okay, for the second shot of the day, I didn't really move. I don't really change much, but I just turned the camera around a bit to the left, because here in the background we have those beautiful mountains, and in the foreground we have some trees again. And it's about the same question as before, like where do I cut off things that are on the side of my frames? I've got like some trees lining the left side of the road, some trees lining the right side of the road, but I can't fully get the ones on the right side in. So I'm choosing to cut off one tree here on this side, which is not that great anyways. It's cut off at the top, it's a bit ugly, but I just included like half, trying to include half of it, so you still get that idea of that tree lining and then leading on to the mountains in the background. Same thing as last time, we're gonna bracket this because the dynamic range is insane again. Somehow there's cars driving on this road, it's insane. Oh, these are ATVs. But it was just a car coming through. It's like a gravel road full of snow. It's like pretty impressive. Let's shoot it quickly before they're coming. I didn't even focus, but that should be okay. But we'll do another one with a proper focus. Okay, let's shoot one with them on it as well, with the ATVs on it. I generally don't really like people in my frames. I like just the quiet of the nature. So yeah, I don't think I'll really like that shot. So we'll wait a bit till they're out of frame. Take a second exposure. Well, triple exposure actually. Bracket it 2 stops below and 2 stops higher. And then and that's it. We'll put them together. Man, it's beautiful. Okay, it looks way better from this point. I just walked over from the other side for the shot of the hut that I wanted in the first place. I think it's better like this. At least the tree is not interfering with the cabin anymore. With a hut, it's not a cabin. But I do wonder how the background will come out. So we'll just try it. We'll still use the 70mm. Should be fine, though. Let's try. Yeah, I think we can make that work. We'll try and put the hut in the lower third on the right side, and then have this massive, mountain ridge in the background. It is a bit tiring to walk through all this snow. Not used to it. Okay, let's see what we can make of it. I already had a little view just hand holding the camera, which is always better than putting it straight onto the tripod. And the idea was to do something around this. Maybe zoom in a bit further. Here, I think. It is difficult. Like, there's these little trees in the foreground, and it's a bit of deciding, do I want them in the photo or not? And I think I do want them in, but they do make the hut quite small then. But we'll leave them. I think it forms a bit of a frame around. Oh, the sun's coming through. Okay, so I'm shooting at f11 again to have a nice amount of depth of field. Gives me 1/160th of a second with ISO 100. 3-stop bracket, 2-stop bracket with 3 photos. There we go. I do want to try and have a bit of a wider angle as well, to see if it works with this bright foreground in foreground, with the bright snow in the foreground. So I'll put on the 50mm and see if that's any better. Okay, so I've put on this the 50mm lens, like my nifty 50, my El Cheapo, but such a great lens, 50mm lens. Now let's see what to make of it. There's so much more foreground around it, but I do like it. It shows the flow of the lens a little bit better than the zoomed in version. Like, all the settings are exactly the same. It's like 2 lines from the side leading you into the middle and then onto the background, and with the hut in the background as well. Pretty cool. We'll do one more with the sun out a bit more, which might make everything a bit too bright, but yeah, we can just try. Let's see what comes out. I think something like this. Some nice light on the trees in the foreground. Okay, pretty awesome. Let's see what we can make of that when we're back home. I'll show you the results. Man, I'm pretty unprepared for these conditions. Should have brought my sunglasses. I went to buy some crampons for my shoes, which would have been so useful on this road. Also didn't do that yet. So I guess we'll just have to struggle on. But man, it is pretty out. We're just gonna continue up on this little road. See where it ends. I don't really know actually. There should be some houses further down this road. There's this one little house here, but I don't think it will work in a composition I would like. So we'll just keep drudging on through the deep snow. Beautiful. Onwards. The street is just lined, I think, with like little cottages like this one here, which are just completely abandoned. Like the ice is hanging from it. No one's here. Might make for a nice photo. Let's try and do like a wide angle with the trees in the background. See how that works. And it's also nice because this is a bit calmer for my eyes. I noticed that in the bright sunlight, it really started hurting my eyes. So it's good to be in the shade for a bit. And as everything is in the shade, it might be okay with the dynamic range as well. So let's put on the 16 to 35. Get a nice wide angle of it, and maybe do some like details of the ice pegels, the ice cones. Well, the icy things hanging from the from the roof. Okay, we're gonna try out a couple of different shots: vertical, horizontal, house left, house right. It's not something I do very often, photographing these houses in the landscape, so it's a bit of a search for me as well. Maybe we use the fence in the foreground as a line. I don't know yet. Well, I think we're just gonna take a couple of photos. I'll show you which I like, and in the end I'll show you the edited final version. But first we're gonna set up, get the tripod ready somewhere around here, and then photograph this. Yeah, would it be abandoned? I don't know actually. It's pretty cool though. With this beautiful fresh snow, I do want to watch out where I'm standing. So I'm gonna try here first, wide angle, with the fence in the foreground, cabin background or midground, and then the trees in the background. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but let's try. Yeah, that is a bit more the way that I like it. I like to have my subject quite far to the right, but it's actually on the third, but it takes in a lot of space there because it's quite a big cabin if you get close to it with a wide angle. So I think that kind of works, though the fence is a leading line into the path and not really to the house. So yeah, balance wise it could be a bit better. Maybe we'll crop it in a bit from the sides, but I think I'll leave it at this. I might need a graduated filter. Should be okay actually. Like the histogram tells me there's nothing overexposed or underexposed. So then I accept it. I will take a HDR bracket just in case. 160th of a second, 2-second exposure, 2-second timer. Okay, that's option 1. Now let's try option 2 with more the cabin in the left corner. Don't know if it works, but might be interesting. get a bit closer. Composition wise, this second option is a bit of a weird one. Like there's a lot of emptiness on the right side and then you have this strong cabin on the left. But I do kind of like it. I don't know why. But it does have something. The house more points to the left for me. So out of the frame instead of into the frame, which generally isn't the way you would compose something. But I don't know. It just does something right for me. Same thing as we did the whole time. Exposure wise. Should be fine. I think it does kind of show the landscape in some way. Okay, so now we have one with the fence in the foreground, one with the weird composition. The sky is really cool as well with the clouds coming over. And we're gonna do one that direction but then leave the fence out, so we might have to put the tripod over the fence a bit. Shouldn't be a problem, there's no one here anyways. Okay, and lastly, a vertical composition with a lot of sky in it, just the way I like it. Sky is turning a bit dark at the moment, so we might wait till it clears up a bit. So I do like that open blue sky at the moment. I generally don't photograph during the day that much, but somehow now I do like it. It goes well with the snow. It's quite nice and bright. Yeah, I think the clouds that are coming are not that impressive enough to make it a good scene. So we'll give it a shot now, just to see how my settings are. Something like this. Give it a go. Okay, cool. Okay, we'll wait a couple of minutes for the right sky. But for now, I might show you one, might show you two, maybe even 3 photos of this cabin. Let's see what came out best. So, and with those photos in the pocket, I say goodbye to you. I think we got some really nice shots in just this short walk already today. We've been out for about an hour now. Got like 5 amazing shots. Just the scenery, the light, everything is very good at the moment. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to subscribe, more will come from Romania in English about landscape photography. This time we've done a lot of cabins. Normally I just shoot landscapes, no cabins or whatever. But yeah, in this case, they're just a really beautiful part of the landscape, the surroundings. So yeah, if you like this content, please subscribe, please like, and I hope to see you next week in another video. Goodbye.